Here we go again. Arsenal 2, Aston Villa 2. We only had one job today, people. Just one job. To keep in touch with Liverpool. To keep the pressure on Liverpool. I'm sure myself and everyone else, every Arsenal fan that was watching the Brentford and Liverpool game, even if you didn't watch it and you're checking the scoreline on your phone, as at 85th minute, we were like, come on Brentford, come on Brentford, come on Brentford. But in the last few minutes, Darwin Núñez, a brace, and they, won the game. 3 points, 7 points ahead, and we're like, okay, fair enough. Arsenal are playing later. Maybe the boys are watching the game or also checking the scoreline. I'm sure they checked the scoreline. Someone must have told them the scoreline. Would also, have that energy and nothing. That's the only motivation they need to try to win this game. That would have been the only motivation they need for them to try to win this game. But alas, maybe not. Maybe the boys don't want to win the title. Maybe the manager doesn't want to win the title. Because I don't understand how you're dropping points. Dropping a 2-0 lead. A 2-0 lead. That is just mad. Like I said, our job today was to keep in touch. That's all we needed to do. But now we are always hoping for other people to do the job for us. Liverpool were dropping points. What did we do? Losing, drawing. Manchester City has not won. I don't even know the stats right now. They've not, in the last 14 games, I think they've only won once and they had lots of draws in there. But they're just only a few points behind us. Very, very few points. And at this rate, I will not be surprised if they catch us just with the way we are playing right now. It's just mad. My question is, what happened to all of the versatility? What happened to the versatile playing at the start of the season and towards the end of last season? What happened to that versatility? In game, once upon a time, even at the start of the season, we could switch from a 3-4-3 to a 4-3-3 or 4-4-2 or a 4-2-4. We were very, very fluid, adapting to the game. But right now, it's the same old boring pass, sideways, backward, and cross. Who are we crossing to? I know you can argue that the 2 goals we scored today were from some crosses, okay? But overall, when Saka used to do it, he used to cross to the back post and then Trossard or Havertz was there. But this time, there's no one we're crossing to. But we keep crossing. And the annoying thing is that Martinez came to collect all the crosses. Almost everything, he collected all the crosses. And the ones that he did not collect, he was punching away. It was easy for him. Easy game for him. But we just kept doing the same thing over and over again. And how are we losing from winning position? Apparently, this is the first time that we failed to win a game that we're winning 2-0 for the first time since 2019-2020 season. And also, we've dropped 12 points from winning position for this season. And this is the first time that has happened since the 2019-2020 season. And guess what happened in 2019-2020 season? Unai Emery was sacked. Mikel Arteta was made manager. Okay? So, it's not looking good at the minute. It is not looking good. Now, some people will say this is too negative. At least we did not lose the game. We drew the game, blah, blah, blah. Let's look at some of these fake positives. Some of the fake positives would include that we've taken 4 points away from Aston Villa for the first, last season, they beat us home and away. At least this time, we took 4 points off them. But in the grand scheme of things, who cares? What does the 4 points mean? We are still 6 points behind Liverpool and they have 1 game in hand. I know some people argue that, but all of you were saying that the title is gone anyway. But the time we were saying the title was gone, Liverpool were not malleable. They were not faltering. And now they are faltering. Instead of us to take advantage, we are dropping points as well. At this rate, Nottingham Forest might even go ahead of us. Which is mad. That is mad. Okay. Another positive that the other people might say is that at least we've still not lost a game at home this season. Fair enough, but for the games that mattered, the League Cup and the FA Cup, we've lost games. So basically, we've lost games. This draw does not do anything to encourage us. It's crazy. But let's look at some of our general positives. What did we actually do well in this game? What did we do well in this game? What we did well in this game? First of all, Trossard had a good game. He had a fantastic game. He played well for the first time that started a game this season. I think the last time he played well, that me personally felt Trossard's impact was also against Aston Villa. Right, because he scored a goal on that day. Remember his celebration, like, oh, you are, yeah, I'm the guy. But since then, he's not really performed well. But today, he played very well. 2 assists. And what was his reward for his 2 assists? You guessed it. We drew the game. Very, very terrible. And our defenders, like Gabriel, must be pulling his hair out. His his Turkish hair, he must be pulling that hair out because he did his best. Him, Timber, Lewis Kelly, Thomas Partey did their best. Thomas Partey kept Jacob Ramsey quiet. Timber and Saliba, between the two of them, they kept Watkins and Morgan quiet. Miles Lewis Kelly personally was marshalling Morgan Rogers very well until they switched position, until Durant came on and Leon Bailey came on and he changed position. Miles Lewis Kelly had a fantastic game. Right? Our midfielders, what was Rice doing? What was Odegaard doing? They marked Odegaard out of the game. We marked Rogers out of the game. But yet they still found a way to score. They had the same formula that all EPL teams has been using against us, right? Sit back and defend. 4-4-2. Soak in the pressure, hit them on the counter-attack. Which is what they did. 55 minutes, we're leading 2-0. 5 minutes after our second goal, after Havertz's goal, they scored. 1 chance, 1 goal. That was the first chance in the second half. They took it and they scored. It's just insane. I don't understand anymore. What are we going to do? And the negative, let's go to negatives now because the negative is very, very important as well, right? We don't have an answer to anything. They were bringing on John Duran and Leon Bailey. Who are we bringing on? We're bringing on Raheem Sterling. Raheem Sterling. That's not even a problem for me, right? We are looking for a goal. Why are you taking off Martinelli? Why didn't you take off Merino? What was Merino's contribution to the game? I know you leaving Odegaard on. Odegaard had a poor game, but at least he can create something. He was passing, he was lopping balls, etc. But what was Merino's contribution to today? The only contribution that he could have had was a handball from Havertz. So that does not even count. Why didn't you take Merino out? And we should have at least 4 forwards in there. We have Martinelli that can take on players, Raheem Sterling that can take on players, have Trossard that can take on players, and then Havertz that creates space. Why couldn't we have that on the pitch? It's just insane, man. It is insane. But anyways, the title is gone, but our performance is also annoying. How we are still second, I don't know. How long are we going to remain second? I don't know. But only time will tell. And our next game is in the Champions League. Anyways, man. Let's have a quick player rating. Player rating. Let's rate the performance of the players. David Raya, I would say, had a good performance. Without David Raya, we probably have lost the game some more. So good performance, David Raya. Miles Lewis Kelly, very good performance. Okay, very, very good performance, actually. Gabriel Magalhaes, also very, very good performance. Timber, very, very good performance. Thomas Partey, very, very good performance. Declan Rice, alright performance. He only drove the ball forward a couple of times. The set pieces was good. But apart from that, his contribution to the game, nilch, zilch. So alright performance. Mikel Merino, terrible performance. I don't care what anyone says. I don't see what he brings to the team. I understand that it's Mikel Arteta's signing, so he wants him, gives him the play time to get used to the system, but he's not contributing anything at the minute. Terrible performance for Merino. Odegaard, alright performance. He was marked out of the game. He could not contribute anything. Martinelli, good game. Havertz, alright performance. He had a goal. He scored a goal. And Trossard, very, very good game. I would have said excellent game, but we drew. But he's the man of the match. Okay, and the subs, Sterling, terrible game. I didn't say his contribution at all. The manager, I'm going to say it for the manager, terrible game. Because he did not change anything. He did not even switch the tactics at any point during the game. We just kept doing the same thing, hoping for a result. Yes, we are creating chances, but we're not finishing them. So why don't you try something different? So, terrible game for the manager today. Terrible game. Overall team performance, I would say average. Average performance for the overall team. But you let me know what you think in the comment section below. Please sign a forward. Sign an attacking minded forward, a goal scoring forward, or an intelligent forward, please. Thank you very much. Please press the like button. Alright, press the like button. Subscribe if you're new here to do so. Check out Scatayan podcast and also check out ROP podcast as well. Until the next time, please stay safe. See you soon. Peace.